Remember life circa 2016? Yeah, I also want to forget. But for the video's sake, we have to briefly reminisce. I have no clue how the IRL world was doing in terms of trends because I was 15 and chronically online, but trends in the URL realm, now that I remember clearly. Kylie Jenner and the Kardashians were everywhere with Kim's self-proclaimed minimal style home decor and bodycon dresses. There were new money internet influencers and their imperial need to wear Gucci logo underwear and the huge makeup collection tours on YouTube. But you know how it goes. Trends are cyclical, and the cycle started cycling, or whatever. 2019 and 2020 were filled with trends that you probably remember. The e-girl, the visco girl, and how could anyone forget the green dress and the two white hair streaks? The minimalist aesthetic went out of fashion, the style of makeup did a 180, and that same consumerism that made people buy endless amounts of highlighters and baking powders transferred seamlessly into the new era. And this continues to happen again and again. Around 2021, the concept of experimentation and personal style started gaining a lot of traction on the TikTok fashion sphere. Even though thrifting had been trendy for a while, some influencers' growing awareness of fast fashion's impact on the environment made them show off their unique thrift finds a lot more, and TikTok's potential to give everyday people a viral moment gave us glimpses of contrasting styles. Maximalist home decor and outfits were all the new rage, and thoughtful consumption was also talked about, like slowly collecting your favorite things. But consumerism follows everywhere, remember? And so, many new different aesthetics were created, a phenomenon that came with a new narrative. Choose your personality. Are you going to be a 2000s frazzled English woman, or are you more of the matriarch who lives on the beach? Fast fashion brands obviously took many notes and started releasing as many pieces that matched those trends as possible, providing you with a ready-made package of your new chosen aesthetic. As of the end of 2024, there's a weird tension between people who believe in slowly crafting your personal style and the ones who search for style by trying all the new trends and buying on Shein and Temu. At the end of the day, both types of people are trying to do the same thing, enjoy fashion and find their identity through it, but they are doing it in very opposing ways. One of the online phenomenons where the difference between these two groups is glaring is the Jane Birkinification of bags, which translated means decorating a bag with charms and trinkets that you like. Jane Birkin, the woman that inspired the trend, was a British-French actress and singer who inspired the Hermès Birkin bag in the 80s. She would constantly rewear her bag, which for some reason is groundbreaking for many people online, and personalized it with keychains and random stuff. The initial point of the trend was for your bag to look as chaotic and personal as possible, which was an amazing thing to take part in for people who wanted to express themselves. Of course, the brands took note again and made many charms available to rapidly make your Jane Birkin dreams come true. People started trying to get a Birkin and bulk buying charms to join in on the trend, while others were accusing them of going against quote-unquote what Jane did, which was decorating with stuff she supposedly already had. Now, Jane had fame and money. She wore a designer bag with her own name. It looked worn because she used it frequently, but it's still unrealistic to want to attain that look the way she did. Some people maybe don't have any charms or bags that they really like, they want to be cool too, and they can only afford buying from cheaper stores like Shein. But there's also the argument that those products are horrible quality, and they are probably going to get trashed when the trend is over. So yeah, it's complicated. Wait, what's that? Is that a Labubu? Well, while Birkinifications were becoming trendy this year, another thing was also on the rise: blind boxes of figurines and charms. With blind boxes, the consumer is unaware of the exact item they are going to get, as the trinkets are randomized and put in boxes with the exact same designs. They became popular in 1980s Japan with fukubukuro, which were lucky bags, and gashapon, which were coin-operated vending machines. They also became popular in Europe and the US, and in 2010, PopMart was founded in China. Around 2022, PopMart became global with their website, and you can imagine the rest. The internet is obsessed. According to this Chinese paper, the unknown nature of the blind box itself brings consumers a unique experience when dismantling the blind box, which helps consumers release their emotions. The main consumer group of blind box is office workers or college students aged 18 to 35, who are often in a fast-paced life and study and need an emotional breakthrough, and the unknown nature of the blind box can precisely be this breakthrough. There were toy collectors online before all of this, obviously, but now it's gotten so much more common. There are thousands of TikToks of people showing off their hundreds of dollars worth of figurines, bringing the maximalism trend to the next level. For some, collecting these figurines is a really nice hobby. Sonny Angels, for example, were initially designed with women over 25 in mind to comfort them during difficult times and help them combat stress, like a little tiny friend. Also, I've been thinking about this for a while. Sonny Angels are literally just the plastic version of the tiny porcelain angel figurines that grandmas loved in the 2000s. Being a woman equals loving little baby angels, I swear. The downside of blind boxes is that you rarely ever get your favorite figurine that you saw on the side of the box, and getting repeats is not that uncommon, which makes it easy to get addicted to buying more, leading to mass overconsumption. And if you thought that we couldn't go any further with the trinket and charm obsession, well, you are wrong. Let me introduce you to Anik-Anik, which you surely already know about if you are Filipino. What the term actually refers to is keeping things that don't necessarily hold monetary value because they are important to us, like old movie tickets. The article Anik-Anikism, a peek into Filipino nostalgia and maximalism clarifies, our Anik-Aniks are a reflection of our personalities, not just a mere cluster of things. Even though some people find them absurd, we choose to keep them because we want to and we believe we need to. In households where money is not abundant, people tend to keep items that they think are still useful. Maybe not now, but someday when life calls it. But the term is currently being sort of redefined as it's making its way through the Western internet. Suddenly, the term Anik-Anik girly is a thing, and it's basically the combination of collecting cutesy trinkets and decorating your bag. Sonny Angels and Sanrio plushies are being attached to the handles of purses and bags, transforming them into a little girl's dream accessory. As I said before though, the cycle keeps cycling, and I've already seen people coming out and saying that all those huge bag charms and plushies are ugly and unclassy. Soon we'll be seeing those purses in old TikToks and cringing like it's emo hair. Most trends seem to originate from authenticity. We don't know if they're fully true, but we've all heard the stories. Jane Birkin expressing herself through the charms, or Tori Soeya creating Sonny Angels to be tiny friends for working women. We want to believe these stories. We romanticize the past and create this illusion. It's only natural to want to imitate people who we believe are being authentic. If we do, maybe it will stick. But what even is authenticity really? The Sex Pistols, one of the first popular punk bands, are credited for creating the signature punk look with their disheveled t-shirts, pins, and badges. But that really came to be because they were styled by Vivienne Westwood from the start. No, she wasn't a world-famous designer yet, but still, the band had a manufactured aesthetic. Were the Sex Pistols less authentic because they had a stylist? Not necessarily. But that's not the kind of story that people want to hear. Online, it seems like we are constantly being encouraged towards self-expression. If you don't look interesting, then are you? We have everything at our fingertips. You want something? Hey, you can get it in a matter of minutes with a phone and a credit card. Appearing interesting was never this easy. And warning, controversial. But maybe that's what is authentic to someone. Does anyone really need to buy 10 different Labubus for their 10 different bags? I'm leaning towards no, but from what I'm seeing, that feels like self-expression to many people. How do we know that they're not being authentic? Yeah, they are probably being influenced, but whatever you are doing was probably influenced by other people as well. Of course, there are better or worse buying decisions. Being aware of how detrimental overconsumption can be is important, but as far as the concept of authenticity goes, there's no way to police who is and who isn't being authentic. The essential thing is to remind people to be mindful of their purchases, to realize that trends come and go, that blind boxes are made to be addictive, that things like Anik-Anik have a cultural meaning and aren't just TikTok slang, and that self-expression is not mandatory, nor do you have to do it the way everyone else is. If you feel your best wearing a plain black tote bag with no accessories because you like it or because you didn't even think about it, that is just as valid as someone's splash bag. And God, I really don't like Labubus.